easy kill. One leap, one bite. But what the young leopard met was not prey, it was punishment. In a world where teeth rule and speed dominates, the porcupine doesn't run, it turns its back and dares you to follow. And when you do, pain is all that greets you. This isn't just a fight, it's a reckoning. And in the savannah, even kings must learn where danger truly lies beneath silence, behind quills. The porcupine moves through the tall grass like a relic armored in silence. Morning light flickers off its quills, each one a silver blade forged by survival. Beneath the glinting armor lies a quiet defiance, not aggression, but certainty. Not built to chase, yet never built to flee. Across the clearing, a young leopard lies in repose, golden coat painted by shafts of light, paws curled lazily. This is a cat that has only known easy victories, its muscles still more curious than scarred. The land between them hums with stillness, a thin tension disguised as calm. As shadows stretch longer, something primal stirs an ancient chord struck beneath instinct and hunger. The leopard rises, sleek and fluid, muscles shifting under rosette-patterned fur. A silent stalk begins, the tail a metronome of confidence. From a distance, the porcupine seems unbothered. But its stillness is not ignorance, it is preparation. One step, another. The leopard narrows the distance. And just before the final pounce, time holds its breath. No sound, only tension drawn tight as a bowstring. The leap is sudden, fast, flawless. But in nature, form alone does not grant victory. In midair, the leopard meets its first lesson: pain. Midair grace shatters on contact. The leopard's paw barely grazes fur before the world erupts in needles. The porcupine pivots sharply, its hindquarters arched, quills erect like a living minefield. One strike, 24 of spines drive upward, and the leopard recoils, mid-pounce, snarling. Pain floods its limbs. The quills, barbed and unyielding, lodge deep into flesh, resisting every panic tug. Shock overtakes skill. The leopard lands unevenly, wincing, eyes wide in disbelief. This was supposed to be easy. The porcupine, unfazed, steps back once, then forward again, rotating slightly, presenting its fortified flanks with each calculated motion. Its strength is not in speed, but in presence. A shield that moves with strategy. The leopard circles now, confused but proud, its instincts urging attack while its body flinches from memory. It watches for weakness, sees none. Only the rustle of dry grass, the soft thud of paw on earth, and a creature that does not run. There is no chase to control, no fear to exploit, just a wall of defiance wrapped in bristling silence. The young predator, for the first time, hesitates not from caution but from doubt. The air grows heavier. The distance between predator and prey is now filled not with movement, but with calculation. The leopard steps left. The porcupine turns right. Each maneuver mirrors the other, silent, deliberate, tense. The leopard's tail flicks once, then again, betraying agitation. It has fought before, but never like this. Never against a foe whose very defense punishes curiosity. The porcupine knows this dance, or rather, it knows how not to dance. Its power is refusal. Refusing to run, to expose its side, to grant an opening. Every time the leopard feints, the porcupine shifts just enough, keeping its weaponized body between them. A moving fortress of barbs. And yet, behind its armor, the porcupine is young too. Not seasoned, not scarred. Somewhere inside, a misstep waits to happen. But the leopard doesn't know that. It only sees a mystery it can't solve. The predator lowers itself, belly brushing the earth, eyes narrowed, muscles coil. But its mind lingers in unusual pause for a creature built on impulse. Still, instinct demands resolution. And with the arrogance of youth and the fire of pain still burning under fur, the leopard charges once more, refusing to let the lesson end in retreat. The second lunge is faster, sharper, born from frustration rather than strategy. Dust rises beneath the leopard's paws as it launches forward, jaws parting in a desperate attempt to end the standoff. But hesitation flickers in its muscles, a split-second shadow of the pain already endured. That single doubt is all the porcupine needs. It twists with surprising agility, angling its armored back just enough for quills to rake across the leopard's face. A stifled yowl tears from the predator as a thick quill drives into its cheek, embedding deep. Blood beads against the golden fur, bright yet minimal, more insult than injury. The sting ignites confusion. How can a creature so small wield such punishment? Still, the porcupine makes its own error. Instead of pivoting to expose the deadliest side of its defenses, it faces the leopard head-on. Young, inexperienced, a veteran porcupine would never offer its unprotected face. The leopard sees the opening through blurred vision. Instinct surges past pain. Teeth snap forward, jaws closing around the porcupine's head, believing victory is finally at hand. But in the wild, punishment comes swiftly for assumptions. The leopard's jaws close around the porcupine's head, soft flesh, exposed bone, a moment of triumph. But what it clamps down on is not submission, but sabotage. A thick quill, buried near the skull's base, drives upward into the leopard's mouth. Agony blooms. Its teeth, made for crushing, find only resistance in stabbing fire. The big cat recoils violently, its body jerking, paws flailing in instinctive retreat. A muffled growl turns into a choked cry as the barbed shaft lodges deeper. The predator thrashes, head snapping side to side, trying to shake the pain free, but pain does not unstick so easily. More quills follow, some scraping past the eye, another sinking into the lip. What began as a lesson now becomes a punishment. The leopard, once majestic and fluid, is reduced to chaos and writhing desperation. The porcupine doesn't chase, doesn't gloat. It steps back once, shakes dust from its bristles, and begins walking away slow, deliberate, and quiet. The leopard falls still, panting, trembling, eyes wide, not with rage, but with something new. Humility. The battle is over. And the porcupine leaves not with speed, but with certainty. The leopard, humbled and motionless, lies in the hush of tall grass, breath ragged and tinged with the sting of failure. Around it, the savanna softens again, an indifferent stage resetting after violence. The porcupine pauses only once, its back still raised like a banner of defiance, then lowers its quills with deliberate calm. Each step it takes away is silent but deafening in meaning. The predator had its chance. The warning was always there. The young leopard watches it go, not with fury, but with a dawning respect carved by pain. This wasn't just a fight, it was an introduction. In the wild, not every battle is won with strength. Some are decided by the wisdom of armor over the arrogance of speed. Dust settles slowly, as if unwilling to let the moment pass. The porcupine disappears into the brush, not victorious, just untouched. Behind it, the leopard lowers its head to the soil, licking at wounds it cannot see. It has learned something that won't scar visibly, but will shape every future hunt. In this exchange, no one died, yet everything changed. The savanna exhales, and in its breath, a lesson is written. What emerges from pain is not weakness, but transformation. The leopard, though wounded, rises again not as a humble cub, but as a creature reborn with understanding. It does not roar, does not pace. Instead, it walks slowly, deliberately back into the shadows. This is not defeat, but refinement. The leopard is a paradox in motion, a predator whose elegance lies not in noise but in precision. Each step it takes now is weighted with calculation, not assumption. Its coat, dappled with soft rosettes, no longer just adorns, it conceals. It is camouflage stitched by evolution, tuned for patience over spectacle. The world sees lions and hears their thunder, but the leopard moves in quiet mastery. It is not the king, but the ghost. In its solitude lies its advantage. No pack, no pride, just the pulse of instinct and the rhythm of survival. It doesn't chase presence, it chooses invisibility. And in doing so, it becomes the most unpredictable force in the bush. Every hunt from now on will carry the memory of quills of pain earned through arrogance. And that memory will shape a predator sharper than tooth or claw ever could. Through golden grass and broken silence, the leopard moves alone, not outcast sovereign. Solitude isn't its weakness, it is its signature. Unlike lions that rule with numbers or cheetahs that race with time, the leopard thrives in secrecy. Its kingdom is not drawn with borders, but with scent marks and subtle sound. A rasping cough in the dark, the rub of fur on bark, the pause in a bird's call. Its presence is suggested, not shouted. Trees bear the legacy of its climbs, scarred bark where claws once gripped, hidden perches where meals were dragged beyond reach. Each of these marks is a chapter in its private rule. This is how the leopard survives, not by contesting, but by slipping through conflict. It claims no stage, yet watches every corner. A master of absence that still dominates through presence. Its senses sharpen to silence. It reads the land not just by what moves, but by what holds still. A rustle means more to it than a roar. And it is here, in the invisible space between predator and shadow, that the leopard becomes most dangerous, not because it is seen, but because it isn't. The leopard's power doesn't lie in its muscles alone, but in the orchestration of its senses, a symphony of perception few creatures can rival. Its ears, sharply angled, catch frequencies beyond the range of most predators, capable of detecting the faintest whisper of movement in tall grass. Its nose, a map of scent, decodes trails invisible to the eye. With a single breeze, it can read what passed, how long ago, and in which direction. Inside its nasal cavity, a highly developed olfactory epithelium holds millions of scent receptors, each one a thread in a larger tapestry of survival. But perhaps its most subtle language is in the tail. Flicked once, it signals tension. Curled low, it warns of frustration. In stillness, it speaks even louder, revealing what the body conceals. This tail is not an ornament, it's a barometer. And the leopard listens to it. Every step, every stalk, begins with this sensory chorus aligning in quiet readiness. Before a chase, there is study. Before a strike, stillness. Its world is not made of obvious signs, but of invisible threads pulled tight by instinct. And when all of those threads align, then, and only then, does the leopard move. Hunger alone doesn't trigger the hunt. For the leopard, every decision is weighed with the precision of a scale honed by survival. It does not run at the first sign of movement. It observes, it waits, it decides. The savanna is full of life, but not all life is worth the cost of pursuit. Each hunt is a question. Is the energy spent worth the reward gained? Stalking, chasing, killing it all drains the body. A failed hunt doesn't just leave the belly empty, it risks injury, exposure, and fatigue. So the leopard chooses. It ignores a hare too distant or a bird too alert. Instead, it watches the herds. It waits for rhythm to falter, for an impala to drift too far, or a warthog to look the wrong way. Its choices are guided not by desperation, but by economy. A lean body demands efficiency. This is why the leopard seems lazy to the untrained eye. But beneath that stillness lies calculation. Every breath is measured, every step conserved. It is a predator, yes, but more than that, it is a strategist. One who knows that in the wild, wasting motion is often the first step toward death. In the hush before the hunt, the leopard becomes a shadow with a heartbeat. Its body lowers into the grass, limbs folded like drawn bows. It studies not just prey, but the land itself. Wind direction, sunlight angles, the sway of tall grass, the flick of an ear in the distance. Nothing escapes its gaze. The hunt begins long before the leap. First comes positioning, slipping between termite mounds, beneath overhanging branches, through dips in the terrain. Its movement is a whisper. Paws glide without sound, toes splayed to soften weight. It freezes, often not from indecision, but from calculation, waiting for the perfect alignment of wind, cover, and distraction. Every pause is loaded with intention. It doesn't just stalk with its body, it stalks with its breath, its blood, its focus sharpened to a single point. The terrain is its ally. A dry riverbed becomes a blind. A patch of thorns becomes camouflage. It reads the body language of prey, the angle of the neck, the rhythm of a grazing jaw, the twitch of muscle before flight. It doesn't just chase life, it interprets it. And when all signs align, when the prey trusts the moment too much, the leopard becomes the moment itself. From behind a veil of grass, the leopard sees its opportunity, a single impala, grazing just a step too far from the herd. The predator's breath shallows, muscles tighten, and in one fluid motion, it launches. There is no warning, no growl, only the eruption of grass, the blur of fur, and the silence between two heartbeats. The impala reacts too late. Hooves scatter soil, eyes widen in panic, but the leopard is already there. Its claws find purchase. Its jaws clamp around the neck. The struggle ends as quickly as it began, a clean, practiced kill. But the savanna allows no time for celebration. Even as the leopard drags the impala to cover, a new presence arrives. Across the shimmering horizon, a pride of lions approaches unhurried but undeniable. Their bodies ripple with confidence, eyes fixed not on the leopard, but on what it now holds. The leopard stiffens. It knows what comes next. These lions do not need to chase. They simply arrive, and that alone rewrites ownership. The leopard retreats silent, unchallenging. This is the law here. Survival bends before power. It slips into the shadows, meal stolen, dignity intact, watching as others feast on what it earned. In the shade of thorn trees, the leopard watches its stolen prize vanish beneath the lion pride's hunger. Its ears twitch with each crunch of bone, but it does not move. It waits. Hunger claws at its ribs, but instinct holds it still. Lions are not to be challenged, not in the open, not in numbers. The savanna teaches harshly, and the leopard has learned. Yet as the sun slips lower, casting long shadows across the land, desperation whispers. The leopard inches forward. Its steps are soft, deliberate, not from stealth, but from doubt. Among the pride, cubs tumble, their golden coats blending into the dust. One misstep is all it takes. The leopard pauses again. Then, drawn by hunger, stronger than caution, it takes one more step. A lioness lifts her head, eyes lock. The air cracks. In a blink, she charges no roar, just dust and thunder. But speed belongs to the leopard. Its body coils and springs. It darts through grass like a ribbon of muscle and smoke. The lioness gives chase, but distance blooms quickly between them. One breath, two, and the danger is gone. The leopard escapes, not unscathed in spirit, but alive. And in the wild, that is always enough. The savanna exhales again, its rage spent. Where lions fed and leopards fled, peace now stretches across the land like a blanket of gold. And in that stillness, life resumes not because it forgets, but because it must. A young antelope follows its mother through scattered shrubs, each step a lesson in vigilance. Nearby, a troop of baboons picks through the dirt, grooming and grunting under the fading light. Giraffes sway in courtship, their long necks weaving in slow, uncertain rhythms. In the hush of evening, the forest breathes in renewal. Within the canopy, a weaver bird begins a nest, each strand pulled with care. A newborn wildebeest stumbles upright for the first time, its legs unsure, but its will ancient. There is no narrator here, only instinct, only continuity. Beneath it all, the earth turns indifferent, ancient and unshaken. Claw marks remain on tree trunks. Quills still lie buried in soil. But the story has moved on, not erased, just layered. The same wind that carried roars now lifts feathers. And in that cycle, pain becomes past, and past becomes pulse. The leopard watches it all from the shadows, still learning, still hungry, still part of it all. As the final light retreats behind the horizon, the savanna folds itself into dusk. Herds settle in tight clusters, eyes half-lidded but ears alert. Birds tuck beneath leaves, and insects begin their night chorus, a gentle hum that fills the spaces left by silence. Above it all, the trees stand still, scarred by time, witnesses to lives lived and lost beneath their branches. Beneath those limbs, paw prints fade into the dirt, erased not by wind, but by the coming of new ones. The leopard, now hidden among the brush, lies coiled, not defeated, not resting, but waiting for hunger to rise again, waiting for the next mistake to unfold. The porcupine has long vanished into its burrow, and the lions have claimed their space. Yet no one owns the wild. Every creature here, hunter or hunted, bold or hidden, is a part of the same breath, bound not by hierarchy, but by rhythm. The leopard closes its eyes for a moment, not to sleep, but to listen, to the pulse of the earth, to the rustle of leaves, to the quiet that always follows struggle but never erases it. Tomorrow, it begins again. A new story, a new choice, a new hunt.